My name's Wally. I live here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I've always been fascinated with the history of downtown Hot Springs.
My name is Dennis McGee, and I've been here in Hot Springs, this beautiful city, for about 38 years now.
I got to Hot Springs in a station wagon after I was born in Houston, Texas. Been coming here since I was a kid. Had family that owned businesses here. I got tired of going by these places and just looking at them and thinking, this is the first national park in America, and the history of downtown Hot Springs is immense, and why is somebody not taking these buildings and fixing them up? Amber Henson suggested that we should look at properties downtown, and so I've always been downtown, always hung out downtown, but never thought about investing downtown until she brought it to my attention and found 833 Central.
We never actually thought that we would own property downtown. Initially when we started to open the shop, we were looking at just leasing a space. And then we started working with Amber, and we actually went to meet her on Valentine's Day to look at a different space. And she said, no, actually come across the street. I want you to look at this.
I like spa town, high health town, hiking, biking, everything. So we're really excited actually to have it in the raw right here as you're coming into downtown to take care of the tourists and all of our locals alike.
We met Amber Henson, the owner of Urban Living and Development. She is absolutely the expert when it comes to downtown property in Hot Springs. We have the #1 most unique vacation rental downtown Hot Springs, Capone's Loft. It is overlooking world-famous Bridge Street with the largest balcony downtown Hot Springs, 14-foot tall ceilings. The history is absolutely amazing, going back to the early 1900s. There was illegal gambling in the space. There is even a hatch in the ceiling where liquor was dropped down during Prohibition.
And started doing a lot of work down here, stayed working down here. I'm in construction, so I've done 7 projects downtown now, starting with Will's Cinnamon, the Core Brewery, the 2 lofts above that, and then 802 Central, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floor.
When I moved here in 1991, I started looking at all the vacant buildings in downtown Hot Springs. And the building at 800 Central, it was just perfect. So I have loved downtown living. It's been wonderful to actually live above the store, as they say.
I've spent considerable amount of time in Hot Springs for 43 straight years, and have a residence here, and also I'm a business owner downtown.
And I was like, why are we looking at this? And we stood inside the building for about 5 minutes, and it hit both of us about the same time. This is perfect. We can make this work.
And it looked like a scene from Saw. And it was just a tragedy of a building, but it had been empty for the entire time I lived here. But it took some work, some blood, some sweat, some tears, but
We knew that we needed to be down here. We wanted to be down here, and we absolutely could not have found a more perfect location.
The volunteer groups, the nonprofits, they are unbelievably supportive of the downtown historic district.
Well, first of all, historically speaking, Hot Springs is really the only truly world-class city that's ever really existed in the state of Arkansas.
I think everybody's coming together and finally, after all these years, and realizing that downtown is important. There's money to be made down here, and everybody's starting to see it now.
I met Amber a few years ago now, and gosh, her enthusiasm and all of her passion for the downtown and its architecture. And then she really got into selling some properties and showing properties and of course selling. It is amazing what she's done in the last couple of years here, is bringing in all these enthusiastic investors that actually have looked at this town for what it really truly is. The beauty of it, the excitement that you find on the street with all of the activities. And
In my heart, I knew that this was a great location, that when people figured out the jewel that we had in downtown Hot Springs, it was going to start really start moving.
There's a lot more people than there was 3 years ago. Hot Springs has had a lot of positive news.
I mean, we're just booming. We're just on the right trail here.
I say if you got a business interest or moving downtown, I think it's wonderful. Downtown is where it's at. It's a national trend.
Well, I encourage people to not just visit here, to move here. But they find out real quick, like just by visiting, how friendly and generous this town is, and how wonderful the climate, the lakes, you got the trails. "2019 is the red letter year for sure."
It's got everything for everybody.